When a term sheet is signed, founders often assume that it creates a binding agreement, when in reality, term sheets are morally binding, but they're legally not binding, right? They outline intention, not obligations. Hi, I'm Preksha from Campus Fund, and today we'll be taking a deep dive into the binding and non binding clauses in a term sheet. This video is a part of our larger series where we are demystifying all the legal terms and jargons used in term sheets and other paperwork that's part of your transaction process. So, let's get started. So, a term sheet is not an offer as per the Indian contract law, right? It's an expression of interest, which is summarizing the commercial understanding between the two parties before formal documentation starts, right? Which is why most of the clauses in a term sheet, such as valuation, shareholding, governance rights, they are all non-binding. They guide the negotiations that are going to happen but have no legal force until incorporated into the definitive agreements, which are your SHA and SSA. However, there are a few clauses that are typically binding even at this stage, like exclusivity, which is also your no shop clause. So this clause ensures that both the parties focus on closing this transaction exclusively without parallel negotiations elsewhere, right? Second is confidentiality. This prevents the disclosure of the deal information and a lot of the other sensitive company information that they might have shared with their investors for their due diligence, right? Similarly, there's a clause around expenses. This allocates who bears the legal and transaction costs of that deal. And fourth is validity. Now, this sets an expiry date beyond which the term sheet automatically lapses unless the definitive agreements have been signed. So this is why it's worth reviewing the few binding clauses in a term sheet carefully so that you understand the timelines that you should adhere to, what the confidentiality expectations from each party are, and what are the cost responsibilities, if at all, on you, right? At the same time, I would say don't over-index on the term sheet itself. It's an early step in the larger process and it's helpful for alignment but not something to overthink or to let slow the transaction down. So yeah, now you know that most clauses in a term sheet are non-binding except for the ones I mentioned, like exclusivity or no shop, confidentiality, expenses, and validity. If you have any more questions around the binding and non-binding clauses in a term sheet, do comment down and let me know, and I would be happy to answer them for you. And do subscribe to our channel because next week we will be making a video around the different instruments investors use while they're investing in your company. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video.